Warhammer 40k gamer here, and this will be a serious one due to Zexyo's terrible accusations along with damage control in which he fails a lot, so let us get started with their first false accusation, then proceed from there. This false accusation isn't done once it has been done a bit, and Doom Winter's video is the prime example of believing Zexyo's lies, in which that's for another time. The one damage control stream we are going to dissect in, which shows this thumbnail shows damage control written all over it, and we will use I for later sections, so let us start tearing down Zexyo's damage control stream.
We're going to be live streaming today about Shiro Cold Keys the Hedgehog on his and his weird little cult. They're all Sonic weirdos.
Shiro has said it before again and again, and I'll say this, that Zexyo lies about Shiro Cold Keys the Hedgehog, in which there's never a cult at all. It's a different universe separate from Sonic the Hedgehog, and yet Zexyo runs a cult anyway, in which he's a narcissist hypocrite himself, and we are not done yet because he lies about a certain criminal and the debatable friendships through that terrible damage control stream.
I met the guy in like 2020, right? When I was underage, and I met him in a server. I think it was some woman's server called Pan or Rose, right? The first thing this guy did was start beefing me, right? Threatening to kill me and stuff.
In which you never provided context for your claims at all, especially that your website of yours is complete damage control and weaponizing information to your favor, especially that specific one I'll provide later due to him having a terrible defense.
He's friends with, you guys probably don't know who this is because some of you are new. There used to be a guy called Shiro Draven, right? Shiro vs. Draven, and he dated like 11-year-old boys and made them transition into females so he could RP marry them. Really weird stuff. Anyway, this guy was his friend, right? Now Draco, there's another guy called Draco. Whole list of shit that guy's done, right? Some real messed up stuff. Someone in the comments will probably tell you all about Draco. But Draco's a bad guy, right? A terrible person. He's done some really bad things. This guy used to be friends with Draco even when he knew what Draco was doing.
This is the biggest lie yet, and where's the context of the conversation between Shiro and Draco? Oh wait, there's none to begin with because Shiro never knew who Draco was till you made a lie about it right from the get-go. And here's him taking things out of context about the two separate clips of an old conversation.
Let's do something with private chat.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Ow.
No.
Yes.
No.
That's kind of creepy. I'm saying that. I've actually noticed I'm fairly good at it.
No.
Why do you want to stay up so late?
Because I'm a teenager, my body won't let me go to sleep.
No, I can still stay awake. I just have to decide if I want to, but I don't.
There's no inappropriate conversation, there's only a natural and a playful conversation. And that's it. However, this is you taking things out of context and tuning into your bloodbath, and here's him coping for the fact that he admitted being a pred.
This all started, right? When they added me to a group chat, right? Saying I was a rapist, saying I was a child molester, saying I'm a diddler because I exposed predators, right? I absolutely fuck you not. That's apparently why I'm a molester, because I exposed predators, is what they're trying to claim shit. Or it was something like that. So here, I put, so it's a literal question.
You serious? This is honestly laughable of all that rage Cope Liam Jones provided, and yet he answered his own question in which he's a terrible father and a real pred in the first place, and no, you're not exposing pred for a bit, especially all of this stream of yours is nothing but damage control, and we'll cover the next false accusation. We will continue to dissect that damage control stream in which he mentioned Akena in the first place, especially his rambling about the other off-topic stuff on that damage control stream about Shiro, and here's him taking things out of context on Akena's stream in which I tore that video to bits. And I'll mention that later on because he did respond to the worst ways possible without trying to defend himself, and we're going to dissect this section of him talking dirt about Akena.
So, as you can see, stolen avatar, right? If you actually do a reverse image on this avatar, it's literally a redrawn. That Sonica also uses, it's kind of cringe, really. Yeah, but hard to believe she has a child, innit? Roxy's so big when she backs up her kitchen floor gets tire skin marks. No, that Roxy, she took her channel down. last night, she just, like, took her channel down, bro. But it'll be back up. It'll be back up. It definitely will be back up. But anyway, this is about Akena, right? Not,
This is him talking about a pointless thing of both Shiro's and Akena's profile pictures and saying that cringe when your AI profile picture shows Crybaby for damage control says a lot about you. Let us not forget that he was fat shaming Foxy, in which the Jackal Fiend did the same thing on his deleted community post about Akena. It will dissect the Foxy section later as we proceed to the next false accusation.
Just give up! Your father belongs to us!
We will talk about Liam Jones's terrible accusations because the screenshots I'm providing are complete. Damage control of each and every single section of all. That shows that he will create a bloodbath for his narcissism. That also includes the dark patterns he usually provides. He accused Sonica of the terrible accusations. But yet he acts like a hypocrite himself while he smears campaigns, his targets along the way, which we will counter more of that his false accusations while we proceed to the next section.
Come on, you bastards!
Let us dissect his stream while about Faceless Soldier, and bear in mind that his comrade is also in the stream in which we will dissect first, then proceed from there.
alright, here we go.
He's crazy. Writing down right there. Oh no. Already.
See how he says he always says he likes to keep things secret, right?
There's no inappropriate conversation there, and yet you both have failed so terribly at exposing a quote-unquote preed in which that inconsistent as hell. And let me provide the parts that he's playing damage control of his website on this particular way, and it will be worse later on.
There we go. Right, hopefully it works now.
What's going on, guys? This is Faceless Soldier here, coming to you live from the other side of the sites. Now, I have a little conflict with a couple of individuals named Zexyo, Sloppy Seconds, Invert 88.
Can you guys hear it? I think sure.
Rev, DNA, and even
I didn't even know Rev was involved, to be honest.
more on YouTube, who are going after individuals, publicly attacking them on YouTube, being very distasteful about it.
Do you know what is kind of distasteful? Dating a 12-year-old girl, John.
Don't even go there, Zexyo, because you are seriously a hypocrite of accusing him of something he didn't do, especially the screenshots being provided here of you being a preed and you enabling disgusting behavior on your Discord, and it'll be another fight going on here.
And it's about time that Faceless Soldiers and his crew of people come out and expose these individuals. Now, here's the thing, guys. You know, Faceless Soldiers doesn't play around. We don't screw around. We don't care about what these people say about us. The only thing we care is the truth. We don't fabricate evidence. We don't lie. We don't make up stories. We're not narcissistic people. Faceless Soldiers isn't going to be fucking around anymore with Zexyo and Sloppy Seconds. We don't go around attacking an individual who clearly hasn't done anything wrong, and they continue.
Yeah, because we only call out innocent people, right? People that definitely aren't dating 12-year-olds or anything. Like, see, come on now. No, definitely not dating 12-year-olds or anything. Definitely not. Sounds like this someone's terrible too. Well, Faceless Soldiers has made you something different over in the future.
This is him not checking his sources at all, and there's no surprise there, especially that Zexyo is taking things out of context and taking the wrong turns. Although Faceless Soldier isn't wrong about the things he said, in which that is the stuff you are known for doing, Liam Jones, and let. You will see if you're going to make any good arguments from there, or you're going to just repeat yourself till you get your twisted ideology working.
They continuously want to harass Faceless Soldiers' supporters.
His supporters are predators. And I'm not even joking. Want proof? Boom, right there. This woman right here said she was going to have a teenage boy R-worded, right? It's probably more down here than me. I can't see because he blocks me, but...
They even go around fabricating evidence, using AI voice to change things around. And it's time.
I mean, come on, man. AI voice, everyone can tell the difference between AI and natural, right? Because AI kind of sounds like nuclear. It's like monotoned, robotic-y, like, I'm faceless soldiers. Zexyo is a cultist. He harasses people for no reason. Yeah, I mean, you can tell AI.
Again, you're a hypocritical narcissist that has also supported the predators in the first place, in which you are lying yet again. Also, let us not forget that you did admit to use AI in the past to fabricate information and use it as a weapon in your disposal, and yet you are seriously unhinged as hell for the AI situations.
It's time that Faceless Soldiers tells his side of the story. Now, we all know Zexyo does. He goes around, tricks people. He doesn't like anybody on YouTube.
I like people. Mainly sloppy. Sloppy. And sloppy.
He even goes and says that he's a YouTuber and not a researcher. And then
Okay. Oh my god. Zexyo's a YouTuber, not a researcher? Wow. What would make you say that? No way. No way, everyone.
he flip-flops and says he's a researcher and not a YouTuber. Which is it, Zexyo? Are you a YouTuber or a researcher? Because
Well, I guess today I'm both, Johnny. Because today I'm in researching a lot about you. I know that you lied about being in the military. You know that. In fact, Johnny, I have your current address. In fact, 2 seconds. I know where... You know what? Do I even say it? Do I even say it? I don't know if I should say it. Right. I don't know if I should say it. I won't say it.
Faceless Soldiers does have a serious good question that comes to mind, and we already know the answer, in which that he's a bloody YouTuber entirely. And here's him yapping about a dox that he just admitted to dox Faceless Soldiers with malicious intent, while you do it to others along the way, especially your false reports, in which we'll mention later.
We'll not say it.
if you are an actual true researcher, then you would actually do your actual research.
He says he has a wife, but he's talking to kids online. Yeah, I mean, pretty weird, right? He is pretty strange.
In background, but no, from what I hear, you are just too damn lazy, just like your friend Sloppy Seconds. We all know that you go around tricking people.
Exactly, Steve. Only if someone very reckless has sticky fingers and slips you daddy.
You make videos up, and we don't appreciate that. You want to be a YouTuber, then be a YouTuber. Don't go around calling yourself the next pedophile hunter, because you're not a pedophile hunter. You're a joke. So are you, Sloppy. You're nothing but
Yeah,
a
you're a
joke.
joke, Sloppy. You big, sexy Mexican man.
And DNA, Rev, Invert 88, all you guys are nothing but a joke.
Faceless Soldiers, you're right about one thing. One thing only. Yes, DNA is a fucking joke.
I seriously don't need to explain again that he's a narcissist hypocrite and never double check his sources at all and just run. With it, in which I'll mention his cultists later, because we're going to continue with the next section of his damage control stream.
So this is Sloppy's conversation with John Davis when John Davis added Sloppy's decoy account.
Man,
Hi there, sweetheart. How are you doing today? Thanks for your ad. Happy that you have found me.
Eagle.
So you're a cheerleader. What happened? Thank you. I appreciate that. Because,
What?
yeah, the decoy said, I like your profile picture. Hope that you are really single and stuff. So how old are you, really? Well, I just turned 15 last month, but my mom says I act like a 20-year-old lol.
He did ask for the person's age before doing something, and yet you dim-witted chaos heretics are too terrible at trying to catch Faceless Soldiers of being a prey. But I digress that they'll just go along with what their delusional mindset of turning the fake conversation into a weapon. But we're not done here, and it's going to be a bit chaotic damage control.
I'm John Davis.
We can have a good conversation and really want to have a relationship. And well, I'm much more older than you. Just as long as you can keep our stuff a secret. Sure. Oh my god, I mean, Jesus.
Can't wait to
So you know that I'm a white guy. Bro, what? By the way, there's a video of John Davis, right? Burning like a flag and being racist as hell. Like, I think someone saved the video. He's even uploaded PORN onto his channel before, of himself beating it, and getting like all pixelated, so you couldn't really see what he was doing. Yeah, that's been screenshotted too.
Faceless Soldiers were unaware that you guys are baiting him into a trap of false accusations that you chaos heretics are known for doing. Plus, he's giving a person for self-awareness, but you dim-witted chaos heretics are just going to call him racist for a dumb thing that's not even racist.
Unless this is a setup and this is just a fake account.
This is just today.
Because he's been exposed by decoys so many times, he's genuinely so fucking, like, paranoid.
June. What is it? June 4th, 2025.
What's it? Okay, so he's trying to have this girl send images now, I guess. Why do you get nervous about everything? There's nothing to be nervous about. If you are truly a female and not a male behind this computer or telephone, that you have, then you let me nervous. God, and I thought I was a sped.
He tried to say that was him.
Yeah,
faceless soldiers did provide his image of being in a military, and he's talking about a questionable account he's noticing the red flags on, but didn't think it through of him talking to a two-faced chaos heretic for Zexyo. But I'll mention the last part of the stream later as we proceed to the next false accusation. Let us talk about the false accusations of Foxy, and that's because he's still doing the same pattern of behavior and still being an accuser. And these screenshots of his website are another damage control, especially his other separate streams that he has made on Foxy in a bad light. So yeah, that is no surprise that he's also doing it on community posts in which he fabricates information in his favor, and this goes to show that he'll smear campaign to the number of targets he makes. So let us dissect the another section in which it's a losing fight of Zexyo next. We already know where he's heading, especially that he's willing to talk dirt throughout this mono a mono. So here's him talking shit as usual. And I call him out of his heresy, and the rest is him trying to downplay the argument, and I called him a terrible father and his real name throughout the process, in which he doxed himself in the first place, especially since he is literally a coward by responding to me without accounts along with impersonation accounts and still playing damage control. Another thing he says is that being outside is my biggest fear, and he has no room to talk, especially since he literally has a bit of narcissism right from the get-go, and here's Zexyo's comrade in a shit defense on a bootlicker, in which we'll mention later. In other words, he is not winning the mono a mono argument, especially that he's losing his damage control tactics entirely. So let us dissect the worst and the longest part of the scenarios of the false accusations. We are going to talk about these and the new updates that Liam Jones, aka Zexyo, is still trying to break Omni entirely in order to fuel his narcissism, in which we will talk about this section now, in which he's unhinged, a heavy accuser of Omni, and still repeating his pattern of behavior to the extent of the terrible website in which he's still doing damage control written all over it. And before providing the updated sections of this, I will provide a video from Omni herself about the hack incident in which Zexyo has caused it entirely, especially leaking the conversation in which we'll provide now.
Zexyo's reckless actions have led to devastating destruction of my computer, a breach that has left me reeling from the loss of my personal data and work. Their interference, marked by hacking and unauthorized access, accumulated in this damaging attack, forcing me to take my system to a repair shop to assess the extent of the damage and hopefully restore it.
In which it's basically that Zexyo hijacked her computer like a hijacked gas barge of his dark demise. Long story short, she was able to get her computer fixed from Zexyo's destruction. But we're not done yet because we will go to the section about impersonation accounts.
3:14 p.m. EDT on Wednesday, August 6, 2025. An impersonator on Instagram has escalated this ordeal by threatening to extort me with alleged nude photos, calling a chilling layer of intimidation. Overnight, the sinister move is most likely designed to silence my efforts to expose Zexyo's criminal and predatory behavior.
In which we already know who is still doing impersonation accounts and repeating the same pattern of behavior on those scenarios. And here's his bot accounts and impersonation accounts on Rumble provided here. And speaking of those, here's the terrible updated sections of his lies about alt and impersonation accounts. And before we end this section, I would provide this image of Zexyo doing the false report in order to silence the exposure of him being a pred. And he's trying to find more ways to play damage control along with trying to get away with his stuff, and I'll provide the damage control stream of Shiro, in which we'll dissect now.
Omni.
Hey guys, how are you today? I am going to vow out a user called Zexyo because he is not who he seems. He has been lying about the Omni Vampire. Now, this is a screenshot of Russell Goldberg admitting to impersonating the Omni Vampire, and
Okay, and how's that got to do with me?
That's an obvious answer because you have repeated the impersonation accounts over and over again in order to try bailing the situation he got himself in, and it's no surprise that he's trying to deny the situation he got himself in. But we are not done here because there's more to cover this section.
impersonating the Omni Vampire, and he has been cloning her voice as well. What is strange is a group of pedophiles tried extorting Omni Vampire for nudes moms before sex.
Really? People want nudes from Omni Vampire? I mean, have you seen the condition of her house? A picture of her face is enough, bro.
You are seriously delusional of saying such heresy, and yet you're not countering the arguments nor the points that the video you're responding to, in which that's pathetic as hell, in which she's got a point that you do use AI in the worst ways possible.
Openly admits
How she like can't put makeup on correctly?
to one of Omni Vampire's ex-friends that he was in fact a part of Clay Party.
It's not even me, bro.
Don't even try to deny it, Liam Jones, because both you and Frickstro are in the middle of the Clay Party, and you both are leading the cult in which the damage was already done, and most of all that is complete damage control. However, we are going to cover the dead server hijack gas barge and dissect it from there.
By the way, I know what Warhammer 40k gamer looks like. Trust me, he looks exactly how you'd expect. Ban this person from the server. He helped Zexyo spread lies about me. He's a spy. Ban me now. Ban me now.
You don't even know me at all, especially since we never talk directly about anything in which this is you being a bloody hypocritical narcissist, chaos heretic of a delusional ideology in your terrible pledge, in which we'll talk about his pattern of behavior and his cultists next. We already know that he makes out accounts and impersonation accounts, fabricates information to tip his favor, denies the stuff he has committed, and he still does damage control for both streams and videos, and we will provide an example to dissect the same damage control stream to prove my point.
So this bad user is actually called Zexyo. If you don't know who he is right now, he's actually a bad user who usually...
You know what? I'm so glad I'm a nicer guy, because I would bully his voice right now.
Terrible sarcasm, and you're just trying to play an act in which it'll backfire, just like your terrible control of your kid with music taste, and I'll provide that meme later. But for now, let us continue.
You know, does some really terrible things, I guess. It's really stupid right now.
I've done some terrible things, like expose terrible people. I'm such a fucking scumbag.
Reported his channel.
I've noticed he's using Edge, Microsoft Edge. That you see what I mean? That says it all. He's got Roblox open. He's using Microsoft Edge. It all makes sense. By the way, he's using the older version of Microsoft Edge. I think, anyway. He's using a really outdated version of Microsoft Edge.
Long story short, that he's still being an accuser at certain people and unleashes his monkey dogs to attack for his failed attempts on damage control. And let us not forget that his cultists are literally just shooting blank ammo Daka.
So, Sloppy, explain what happened in the call with Arthur.
Right, so Arthur is friends with John Davis, right? And we asked Arthur to help us out a little bit, right? And I keep calling him Arthur. Arthur said no. And we explained to him that there's a real child that's involved, and that this needs to be taken care of. And he said, "No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do anything for you guys." It's like, how? What the? What the heck? Like, all right, like you're enabling him, you're allowing him to do this. He's your friend, and you don't want to help us out. All right. So we may have reported him to his work, possibly. But he didn't want to help us out, and it showed his true colors when it comes to protecting children or predatorial actions.
That's a whole lot of terrible attempts of damage control written all over it in sloppy seconds. You have no room to say in the matter because you are trying to bait faceless soldier into a trap for something he didn't do, and yet you two chaos heretics are still having that dark ideology to go at. Especially that you both are trying to turn your audience into both a weapon and a bloodbath at the same time, in which that's heavily low from you to chaos heretics. And I would provide my argument chat with this cultist NPC in which that user is literally a dim-witted user. As for the second one of the cultists trying to lie about the comment section of how it works, and him trying to win an argument against me in which it already backfired due to that user being obsessive to attack certain targets on that channel, and to top it all off, the coffee cultist NPC wanted coffee from me in which I told that user to go make your own coffee, and the rest is history. However, the other two cultists are basically doing the same pattern of behavior in which I'll provide the screenshots as well because they can't make any good arguments, nor provide context for the accusations they say, and let us include these chaos orc of the internet lying about Shiro's community post in which I called him out for, and him being unhinged as usual. No surprise there. And let us not forget about the bootlicker of Zexyo of the sorts, although here's the clip of their short conversation of the faceless soldier damage control stream.
So, I just got off the phone with them. Do you want the good news or the bad news first?
Okay, let's go with the bad news.
Well, the bad news is there is no bad news. The good news is they're sending an investigation over by the end of today.
Oh shit, you be for real? You be for real?
Yes, I am. Yes.
I fucking love you.
Yes.
Go,
So,
come here, come here.
so I'll take.
I'm gonna fucking kiss you. I'm gonna snug you.
So here's how it happened, right? So that number that you initially gave me, I was in the middle of reporting all the information, and then they were like, oh, well, here's the actual phone number that you need. So I called dispatch, and then dispatch set me up with an officer. I'm pretty sure that's the same officer. Actually, no. In the middle of the third report, the officer actually said, yes, we just got that report from that guy's partner. So they just got the report from Sloppy as well. So it's done.
Yeah.
It's over. It's done.
There you go. There you go. And now my other friend, Mark, I think he's making a bunch of reports too. Boom.
So the officer, the Sloppy's report, they said was a big concern. They actually said this. They said Sloppy's report was a big concern to them. So they are actually going to be sending an investigator over by the end of today. So it is happening. We're fucking finally moving shit forward.
Oh my god. Yes, good sir.
I also, and as they called, I also told him, by the way, just to make measure, to have you guys understand this, I just went back to the live stream and told them, hey, so he just now deleted his Instagram upon hearing that he is getting a police report on him. So they're going, yeah, they're not. Let me tell y'all something from Texas. Texas don't fuck around with this shit.
Oh, I know. I saw what happened to Human Ozone.
Dude, they fucking bleed red for a fucking reason. These guys don't play this shit, dude. They do not play around with child predators. They fucking hate child predators.
All of that is mainly them trying to get away with their damage control situations they did themselves, and I'll provide the stuff of Gatadot's terrible attempt of interrogation along with Jackal Finn, the bootlicker number 2, in which he asked me for an interview, in which I never trusted them in the first place, in which he already knows the answer, and yet his Jackal Finn girlfriend joined in, which she should have stayed out of it, but she chose to join in anyways. Although here's the nail in the coffin, that he's still trying to bait me into a trap in which I basically told him to take the hint already, and we don't know if he's going to take the hint or not. And let us include his Twitter of his hypocrisy and his contradictions of falsely catching preds and assaults. Before we get to the conclusion, we will provide a clip of Zexyo's true intentions of his dark history repeating itself, so let us play the clip.
So yeah, this sad little fucking 22-year-old goblin from like somewhere in Ireland or England has a weird fetish of stalking and harassing teenage girls. He's worse than Maximilianmus. He's actually made children hurt themselves over this shit, and he tries to get people to kill themselves.
So yeah, those two clips show his true intentions, and if you want to see the whole thing, it'll be in description, so there's the full context of what went down along of his terrible behavior. As for both Doom Winter and Goddess of Mischief, you both have lost credibility by collaborating with Liam Jones's Bloodbath in the first place, so now we get to the conclusion of the video. In conclusion, that Zexyo can't escape from all this, especially since he's repeating the same pattern of behavior as usual and still hacking into accounts like a total narcissistic gas barge. In other words, you can keep this up and more people will be aware of your true intentions of your bloodbaths, and we know that you'll cower without having to use out accounts and impersonation accounts on each response of the comments section. And when you respond, try to handle the song on the way out Liam Jones of this meme here to clown you for your cope stream in which you did put in private, and it's honestly laughable at its finest.
Soda pop, you're all I can think of. Every drop I drink up, you're my soda pop, my little soda pop.
So yeah, don't cope all the while people enjoy the movie of K-pop Demon Hunters and the songs in the movie, in which this is where I end the video saying spread this video to shed light and cast Zexyo and his cultists of the MCE out and have Moist Critical see this as well, so that he can spread awareness for people to see and know not to trust people like Zexyo, aka Liam Jones. This is Warhammer 40k Gamer signing off.